How many times have you imagined a round-the-world trip and then gave up on your dream because you were sure that you couldn't possibly afford it? The good news is, whether you'd love to see the world on your own, with a friend, that's someone special, or your entire family, it will cost you a lot less than you think. In this episode of Graphworthy, we will look at various factors affecting your travel cost and how much you need to save to take a year break and travel around the world. Subscribe to us and click on the bell button to be the first to watch our new videos. When we think about traveling around the world, we usually imagine a one-week overseas vacation and simply multiply the cost for our imaginary long-term trip. However, a long-term trip costs a lot less per day than your typical vacation. Plus, if you plan smart, you can really reduce the costs. You'll need to think about the countries you wish to visit, the accommodations, and your mode of transportation, how often you move between the locations, and your desired tours and activities. Seasonality is a huge factor while considering the overall cost of an around-the-world trip. Prices in a given location can vary wildly depending on the time of the year you're there. Flight. If you plan the routes optimally, the average flight ticket cost is in the $2,500 to $3,500 range per person, including taxes. Here are some cool apps you can explore to book the cheapest flight tickets. Also, to get some cool tips, you can check out our other video on flight ticket hacks. Accommodations is the second most expensive part of your travel budget. Planning your accommodations wisely saves a lot of money overall. During long-term travel, most people stay in 2- or 3-star accommodations, hostels, or apartment rentals. Though there are exceptions, but accommodations in order of least expensive to most expensive are. For our budget, we will plan $25 to $45 per night in inexpensive regions and $90 to $140 in expensive ones. Check out these applications to find the perfect accommodation in your budget. Food is the next key parameter of your overall trip budget. Reducing your restaurant visits and preparing your own meal will save money. You can expect $1 per meal per person if you're preparing it yourself, even at expensive regions, whereas a typical restaurant visit in an expensive region can go up to $10 to $30. Local transportation. Local commute. Though a small part of the expense, can be a major cost saver. If you travel slower and take public transports, the cost can come down significantly. Activities. These are things like safaris, monument tours, adventure, and activities. These activities can range from $5 to $200 each, depending on the activity and location. Here is a table of actual travel cost breakdown by a traveler who traveled the world for a year. Most travelers who've done these trips on an economy budget estimate somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000, and for the sake of argument, let's average a comfortable RTW year-long trip at $24,000, which is around $2,000 per month, taking everything into consideration. As you can see, a round-the-world trip doesn't have to cost you a fortune, and for many people, it's cheaper to be on the road than staying at home. If you have enjoyed this informative video, check out our other videos on top travel hacks and share your tips on the comments section. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, click subscribe to join us on Graphworthy.